This is the 75-inch TCL QM9K, TCL's flagship TV from last year. With Bang Olufsen audio, built-in Gemini AI, and a mini LED panel, on paper, this thing should be awesome. But I've been putting it through its paces and I've got some thoughts. We tested the AI assistant, we checked the gaming ports, and I'm going to show you exactly what this panel looks like in a dark room. I'm Chana, aka Techno Dad, and I've been doing this home theater thing for 30 years now, but for this video I need a little help. I brought in my brother to help test out the AI functionality. I got to admit, some of it was really good and some of it was just not. As for picture quality, I'm going to show you exactly what this thing is capable of and not just rattle off a whole bunch of specs. Let's get into it. Ta-da! On the back, we've got actuators from Bang & Olufsen. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We've got our 4 HDMI ports here. We've got an old school antenna here. Going a little bit lower, we've got the optical output. At the very top here, we've got a USB 3.0, we got USB, and we've got an Ethernet port. And on the other side, it looks like we got a 2-prong IEC power connector. Boom.
Maybe this is your style.
Ooh.
Who's me? And I can be the voice you hear.
Damn, you might be the voice I fall in love with, Calathea. Damn. It seems like you can't ask Gemini complicated questions. I wanted to know which HDMI port to use for 4K 120 gaming on the Xbox Series X. When I asked it that, I wanted to know which port to use. It just came back with, oh, you need to use an HDMI 2.1 high-speed cable. I'm like, okay, yeah, thanks. Already knew that part. Just needed to know which port to plug it into, and I couldn't find that information out through Gemini. Another thing we noticed is if you are looking for content that you wanted to suggest, you should do that from the home screen. Like if you're in the YouTube app like we were earlier and ask for a comedy, it will give you comedies in YouTube itself. So in that aspect, it's kind of good. Like if you're in HBO Max or whatever it's called, and you say, hey, recommend me a comedy, it'll do it from there. But if you go to the home screen, it will just recommend you a comedy that's on whatever platforms that are available. Sometimes it did great with recommending content. So it does work. There's just some other things that you got to be careful of. I asked it to tell me about flights to Miami through the certain time period, and it gave me some options. It let me know like what the price ranges were for the different airlines. And then when I asked it to block off my calendar, it said, sure, no problem. I went to my calendar and those dates aren't blocked off, or at least it doesn't show that I have a trip going on in that time period. So I asked it again, and then it says, well, I don't have access to do that, so I can't do that. But it just told me it could. So yeah, it's a little weird, okay? So just to kind of keep these things in mind when you're using the Gemini functionality on the TCL QM9K. When it comes to sound, I have to admit, I was pleasantly surprised by the Bang & Olufsen system in the TV. Now, I'm not one to say like it's the end-all be-all. Of course, I'm a home theater guy. I want to, run like 13 channels in that room for sure. But it does a pretty good job. I played a lot of Call of Duty, and for those of you that know me, when I play Call of Duty, I turn off the game music and I put on Spotify. It's actually a nice little hack. Now you got Spotify music with all the game sound effects, and you are good to go. However, I went ahead and added some powered speakers so I can get a nice stereo image. If you need help doing that kind of thing, I made a video about it. I'll link it down in the description below or with a card up top. But overall, you could get by with the built-in TV sound. Are you ready to transform movie night forever and get the most out of your Dolby Atmos home theater? Then you need to pick up the Spatial Audio Calibration Toolkit, which is on sale right now for St. Paddy's Day. Go to spatialcd.com and get your disc today. Sale ends on Sunday. Now, these next few clips are with both of the shades up, and this is around 12 noon in the house. And there you can tell that there are reflections coming from the back of the room and sometimes from the side of the room, depending on where you sit. Overall, in the daytime, this TV did a great job with a little bit of reflection that I couldn't really notice when watching content. However, on a black screen, definitely you could see the backyard. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the dark room content. This is where the TV really shined, and I was actually impressed with the black levels on this TV. You guys know I'm a huge OLED fan, and my main thing about OLED is turning the lights off and the black bars just disappear into the darkness. Now that did work in a few different scenes, just like an OLED. One thing I did notice is that this TV is super bright. So you might be actually getting a lot of brightness out of the TV to where you can now see that it's not really dark around the TV. So you can kind of still see the black bars, but there were times when the black bars just disappeared. And this is a huge step in the right direction for mini LED TVs. Getting that level of black is amazing. So good job, TCL. At the end of the day, the price to performance ratio on this TV is great, especially since it is last year's TV. So to answer the question, is it still good in 2026? That answer is a big fat yes. If you have any questions about this TV and how to set it up or anything like that, let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Hey Google, can you set a sleep timer?
I'm sorry, I can't help with that.
So it's not anything about changing settings on the TV, just about like looking for content.